Now for a couple of races from Sedgefield. So race 13 is going to be the Durham National Handicap Chase over 3 miles, 6 furlongs. Miss Princess, John Morgan's going to be our top weight. Daniel Garcia for Matt Cooper. Classic chance for Alex Cherry. Quintero points for Daniel French. Mycian Varai for David Robertson. Finding Alice for Martin Needham. Old English for Del Hinton. Bible Pleasure and Suzuki Channel for Stu Gray. And Moa Taz for Alex Cherry makes up the 10 for the Durham National Handicap Chase here at Sedgefield. Final week of starters all the season. They're racing here. And it looks like it's going to be the John Morgan horse to take us along, but Quintero points is staying alongside. The Bible Pleasure's not letting them get away. And then over by the rail is Old English, but it's a slow old start here. 25 fences to take. They get to the first. Good jump there by Miss Princess. Rather hit it hard was Bible Pleasure for Stu Gray and the Black Silks. Miss Princess takes them past the winning post for the first of 3 times. From Quintero points, who's running in the sort of centre of the course, but heading over towards the rail now. And there stayed a little bit wide out there. I think is that Suzuki Channel? No, that's Classic Chance. I think for Alex Cherry's going to be the widest. Sedgefield's not a very wide course. So Miss Princess leads him to the second. A bit slower over that one than his first jump. Another mistake at the back there by Suzuki Channel. Drops right off the pack. But Miss Princess and Quintero points from Old English and Bible Pleasure. Then we've got the only grey in the race, Finding Alice for Finding Martin Leadham. And then we've got Moa Taz and Classic Chance to go over the third, or mistake this time by Quintero points. It's allowed Bible Pleasure to take up second and try and join Miss Princess. Go through the first half mile, take the fourth. Got a jump there by Bible Pleasure. It's Bible Pleasure that just noses in front from Miss Princess in second, and Quintero points between them. And Old English for Del Hinton up against the rail. A little wider is Classic Chance and Moa Taz, and Finding Alice. Up against the rail is Daniel Garcia. Did he not win the Irish National last week? Can't remember. Maybe not. Maybe that was the other girl. I can't remember. I can't get a leg over of Katie Holmes. Anyway, Mycian Varai. And then just on the outside of that is Suzuki Channel. So that's pretty much as we were. So they knock off the first mile of the 3 miles and 6 furlongs they've got to do as they get to the 7th. Clear that. So Bible Pleasure from Miss Princess, Quintero points and Old English. Moa Taz, Classic Chance and Finding Alice. Daniel Garcia, Mycian Varai. You forgot there for David Robertson. Had a good season in the end. Certainly picked up in the second half. To get to the 8th. They'll skip over that, including Suzuki Channel, that looked like she magically went through that fence without having any problems. So Bible Pleasure from Miss Princess, Quintero points and Old English and Classic Chance, and Finding Alice and Moa Taz. I see him dry a little wider Suzuki Channel. We go to the 9th. Just Danny Garcia just at the back there for Matt Cooper. Not noticed his usual hatful of wins so far this week. Maybe hit his peak a week sooner than most. Although I have noticed in the forum plenty of people talking about their season. There's still this week to go. But most of them have put what they like and what they don't like. Although I can't see another season starting in November, Gray. Although you're not going to be listening to this race. Although Gray has suggested about trying to get a season going in November. Well, unfortunately I won't be about, because we're away for most of December and part of January, so there'll be no... Oh, as I go over the 11th here, I won't be able to help. Anyway, Bible Pleasure leads by half a length from Miss Princess through nearly half the fences now. And Quintero points an Old English. Suzuki Channel as they go over the 12th. So unlucky for some, 13 to go. They're all still on their ground, still on their feet. They're all standing on the ground very well here for the Durham National. Get to the 13th. Most of these would have raced against each other before. Over that kind of awkward 3 mile 5, 3 mile 6 distance as they get to the 14th here. It's still Bible Pleasure jumping well from Miss Princess on the brow. And Quintero points, Old English, pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 throughout. My CM Vry a little wider, keeping out of mischief. This time Rival Pleasure was rather slow over it, allowed Quintero points and Miss Princess. That's 3 in a line now, with a mile and a half left to travel. Approach the next. See who rises first out of the leaders. Well, just Bible Pleasure, I think, by half a nose. Quintero points. Miss Princess on the inside. A couple back to Old English and My CM Vry. Suzuki Channel a little wider. And Danny Garcia in the Red Silks. A couple of links away from 2 Alex Cherry runners, Classic Chance and Moataz. And Martin Williams up against the Round Grey, Finding Alice. So through 17 now. Past the winning post for the final time. One more circuit on out. Quintero points from Miss Princess and Bible Pleasure. A length and a half to My CM Brian Old English. Further length back to Daniel Garcia and Finding Alice. And half a length to Moataz and Classic Channel and poor old Suzuki Channel. Doesn't look like she's out of it now. She drifts further and further back. And up front, Quintero Point starts to put some pace to the race now inside the final mile. Takes a length and a half advantage. Bible Pleasure, a couple of reminders to get closer. Miss Princess just not asking for anything yet. Then Old English and My CM Prize, they go to the 19th. Another good jump by Quintero Points for Danny French. Up on the inside is Miss Princess. And a few slaps now, just trying to get a little bit closer. They go to the 20th, so that's 5 from home. So Quintero Points and Bible Pleasure and Miss Princess all get alongside again. Moataz come from last, pretty much challenge for first. Then a length back to Old English. Up against the rail over there now is My CM Vry. Oh, and he's gone. My CM Vry's a faller there. It's our first one down. And it's Moataz that's belted off into the lead here. Durham National Handicap Chase, it's all change as he comes down to the 22nd. Gets over it well. Half a mile to run. Moataz leads now by about 3 from a well hard run on Miss Princess. Quintero Points, Bible Pleasure, Finding Alice is probably the best of the running on. Out a little bit wider is Daniel Garcia, but they've got a bit to do to catch Moataz. He gets to the 23rd. That's 3 from home with just 2 to take now. Inside the 3, it's Moataz, leads by 5. Here comes Daniel Garcia and Finding Alice. There's still 2.5 furlongs to run, and it's Moataz, Daniel Garcia, Finding Alice. Miss Princess has picked up again. Quintero Points is not out of it yet, but Moataz, his lead's being cut into now. Finding Alice and Daniel Garcia. Good jump there by Finding Alice. Moataz got a furlong and a half to maintain the lead from Finding Alice in second. Miss Princess is third. Daniel Garcia is just trying to pick up again, and it's Moataz and Finding Alice coming down to the last with a furlong left to run. Moataz, Finding Alice just noses ahead. Miss Princess is coming along, and it's Finding Alice. Leads by a length now, comes down to the last. Steadies, goes over it well from Moataz and Miss Princess. He's going to take this. Finding Alice is going to win it for Martin Lee and takes the Durham National Handicap Chase from Moataz and Miss Princess in second and third. I think Daniel Garcia was fourth. A good win there for Martin Leadham. Nice to have a winner in the last week. Durham National Handicap Chase goes to Finding Alice with Moataz in second. Miss Princess was third. Danny Garcia was fourth, and Quintero Points was fifth. That was my Sedgefield accent. Let's move on.